Whatever is directing the dominant energy of our consciousness is a picture of the direction in which we're heading in the future. And so if you want to steer your future a certain way, it's not left up to some fickle fate in the external realm somewhere. It's left up to your own power of choice to chew on and to digest whatever consciousness material is in the direction of what you actually want to demonstrate in life. We're not stuck when we realize this law of consciousness, because it produces through a season, it produces through a process. The law of consciousness produces through a process of repetition, a process of repeated thoughts, repeated feelings, repeated ideas that go over and over in the mind that end up protruding forth or manifesting into action, or manifesting into demonstration, or manifesting into events and experiences. And so as we maintain control over what we can control, which is ourself, we're not intended to control other people. We're not intended to control other outcomes that make people do X or Y. No, that's where we go into error, and that's where we go into manipulation. And that is where unhealthy relationships are fostered. But we are to control ourselves through prayer, through love. Now, this controlling of self has to do with the condition of the heart. And it is one of the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians, self-control. And so the Spirit in us causes us to be able to function in a realm and in a zone where our inner state is no longer determined by external volatility. Yes, your inner state can be impacted by it, but the more mastery you gain over self, you spend time meditating and affirming or praying or listening to whatever material that you can find that will cause you to maintain control of your inner environment. Sometimes you might have to turn off Facebook. Sometimes you might have to turn off social media or the news or anything. Just give yourself a break. We need a break sometimes from all kinds of stimuli so that we can rest. Even the body needs a break from being on all the time. That's why we sleep so much, because in sleep the body heals itself. In sleep the body restores itself. Well, likewise with the mind. Sometimes you have to take a reprieve. You have to decide, now is my time to be filled back up. And so sometimes that could be as simple as setting your timer for 5 minutes, closing your eyes, and doing deep breathing. These are some things that we can do that will cause us to recenter and gain control over our inner selves. Again, what do you do to incubate the law of consciousness? You can have silent affirmations. You can have visualizations. You can have prayer. You can take out scripture and find the good stuff and meditate that and turn that over in yourself. Some of the good stuff that I like, for example, Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So that I see myself being led by the Spirit that works in me, and me not being in lack, and me not being in want, which means me being in abundance, being in prosperity. And so as we visualize those things and affirm those things, then we begin to attract to ourselves the results of such states of consciousness. When you see yourself covered and protected, Psalm 91, the person who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And then the last verse in that chapter, with long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. Whoever you are, see yourself in that. Begin to see yourself being satisfied with long life. Begin to see yourself moving under the covering of the Almighty, so that as you go from place to place, you can visualize and picture that there is divine energy around you wherever you go. Maybe you picture it as a white light. Maybe you picture it as an angelic being just keeping watchful care of you. Whatever it is, you begin to stir these things up in your mind. When I send my children out, when my children are not around me, or they're with their mom, or they're with grandparents, what I do, if I sense, that kind of worry that tries to come in, I immediately enact my angels by speaking forth, thank you, ministering spirits, angels that are with my children, guarding them wherever they go. And if I don't even say it, I visualize it, I picture it. I picture accompanying angels around them, and instantly there's a relief in myself. And so these are the things that we do to maintain control of our inner self. And when you maintain control of your inner self, there is an effect in the world around you. This is the mystery. This is the secret. That there's imperceptible things that happen. When you maintain control of self, there's imperceptible things that happen in the world around you. And so I pray this blesses you today to begin to become more of a master of your inner self. Not over other people, not over other events, but over your reactions, your responses, your murmurings. Well, we don't want to murmur, but your meditations, your things that you repeat over and over within yourself. Become a master of it. Slowly but surely. And give yourself grace. Every time you catch yourself in the middle of a negative conversation within yourself, just give yourself grace and switch it. Switch it to something positive. Switch it to something that you want to demonstrate. Somebody say, oh, all that positive, negative thinking, or whatever, I don't give too much credence to it. Well, here's the fact of the matter. Thoughts, feelings, reactions, responses, words, actions, all of these things are the same substance energy on a spectrum. And wherever you fall in line into that spectrum, you engage some aspect of your own power of creation, even if you don't know it's your own. So I hope this helps you to begin to gain ascendancy in the mastery of your inner self. I hope this is a blessing to you today. I encourage you to go to the YouTube page and subscribe there. You can also go to jasonpowell.faith and give me your name and your email. I would love to be connected with you. God bless you, and bye-bye.